important, because it will be like information overload. If no one is able to use it, what's the use of it? Within the organization, how many people will be there? Just maybe at the most 100 people. But what about those thousands and lakhs and crores of people who are there there? So if you are able to provide those information to them and they're able to assess it and use it, I think there's no problem with that. There should not be any problem with that. Open access network, open access information should be. Even in research papers, I think research journals like Nature, some of the research papers they mark it as open access. Anyone can access it. Why do they do it? Because they want others to read it.
With the globalization of this process, I think now internet has become public library, right? Public domain. So in this context, if you put a barrier between user and the contents, then it really doesn't make much sense in most of the cases. So I think we really need to push the idea of having open access, making available right information in right place and in a right format. And for that, I think open access is the best alternative that provides enough room to get those things in place.
Wonderful.
Open access is very, very important, and I think we should start using and promoting that in a big way, because it's easier to have an access, because then the people can very well understand how they can operate this. And according to me, people are not aware of this. There is a need to advocate about this, and then make people understand how effective it is and how we can use it.
Definitely, because like we said, we believe in knowledge is power, and we've been against, I think how Priya started was, we were against monopoly of knowledge, and that knowledge is not a domain of only research institutions. So similarly it applies to our work also. It's just that there is this whole dilemma that as knowledge intermediaries, and also as one of our role of producing documents and modules and this whole aspect of also trying to sustain ourselves, so that these are some of our services. So if everything is open access, who's going to buy some of our manuals, and who's going to buy some of our videos? And not all, but some. So I think gradually, I think that open access would work if there are other ways to sustain ourselves, maybe through different assignments. But on principle, I think it is a good thing.
I think it's important. I think the move to open access is important. It's a new frontier where you really providing access. You're really extending or opening the door and making the data accessible to developing country researchers. It's really key. Now it's in my organization. We still haven't made the jump, although the data, our impact, we have an impact evaluation database that is available online, but we haven't gone onto an open API, so we haven't made the big jump, the big technological jump yet. But this is definitely a value that we believe in.
Yes, it is important. I think that it's critical that research that is funded with public money should be freely available as a public good. I can understand, the history of academia puts drivers the other way. And doesn't incentivize researchers to go down that open access route. But to be honest, I think the whole kind of research outputs in themselves need to be looked at. That actually, when you're looking to conduct a research project, particularly in the field of development studies, should you really be looking that your output is an academic paper? Whereas actually, shouldn't it be something that is more immediately useful to people making decisions about development issues? I think
is very, very important, especially in the developing country context. Because as whatever which is happening in the Western countries, wherein the open access is being taken in a big way, I think that led to a kind of the bridge in the digital divide what used to happen earlier. For example, I wanted to access any researcher wished to access an article. It used to be very difficult because either they have to get it photocopied from other library. If it is not available in India, then it could have been a very difficult for them to get access to. Whereas now open access is enabled because more and more research output which is available, published internationally, is made available through institutional repositories developed by international organizations like BLDS. You have Open Docs. Similarly, many more organizations have come up with. And also there are e-print repositories being developed by independent organizations wherein the researchers contribute their papers. And also authors started hosting their most of their published articles on their website. This is the kind of awareness. Where in the southern content also it is happening. For example, what we look at Africa, what is happening in India, where more and more national level organizations are putting most of their content, journal content, online. So I think really it's going to be a benefit and it can make a difference. But only thing is how it is taken forward, sustainability, and those are the issues. Wherever the funding is available or it's been supported by labs like CSIR or ICSSR, things may continue. And also there are some initiatives taken at the India level, like for example, there is an initiative from InfilbNet, Information Library Network, wherein that they have developed an open journal platform. Wherein that they are encouraging universities who are publishing their journals, they can host it on their website, and the system is being maintained by InfilbNet, wherein that they can publish most of the journal content online through open journal system. That is very important.
Thank you.